Alright.
But yeah, it hasn't been so bad. The dishes are my rent. I pitch on the utilities and stuff, but I usually make espresso, so I'm probably gonna fuck this up. It's funny, man. I remember when I was like 13, 14, doing, coming to the city for the weekend, and I'd stay at Al's house, and Al Pursuti from Credco.
Oh, okay.
But when I was a kid, I used to come in and the rent was doing the dishes. But he would always fucking pile them, man. He had like, him and his roommate would wait like weeks. And me and Danny would have to take turns like washing his fucking moldy dishes. I don't know. I mean, I spent a bunch of years here before traveling. So I worked at RIT for, I was home altogether for 7 years. Some of that was studying, and then I got the full-time gig at RIT and worked there for a bunch of years in the research department. So altogether it was the same house, same job basically for 7 years. But I was getting restless. Like the idea of being in Rochester exponentially, just like I gotta get out of here. But in 2014, my job had been pretty frustrating for a while, but everything kind of came to a head, and I put in my 2 weeks at work, and then realized like, oh fuck, this is in March. This is like right before my birthday. I'm 27, like getting ready for maybe a couple weeks before my birthday, and I put my 2 weeks at work, and then like it hit me like I got 2 weeks till I get my shit together, and I thought, okay, instead of just jumping into another job right away, I'll travel for a couple months. I mean, I always wanted to travel, not just to go to a point and then from that do some travels, but have a home base. I wanted to have like a trip where I could just be traveling the whole time, have a backpack, and so the plan was 3 months originally. The original game plan was just take 3 months and travel and then come back and be an adult. And I had saved up a bunch of money from working at RIT. In the end, it was like closer to 2 years traveling, and coming back home was culture shock for sure when I first came back. But I traveled for about 10 months, I think, almost a year, on the money that I had originally, and then ran out of money in Morocco. In Morocco is when I realized that I didn't have enough money to get home. And then it was like, alright, well, now what? So I worked in Morocco for a little bit, doing designs for this surf shop for surfboards. And then, these guys. I found a flight from, I had a round trip ticket from Italy to Morocco and back. I think I got it for like $25 round trip from Milan. So I got a flight, I had my flight back to Italy, and from Rome I found a flight to Bangkok that was something that I could afford. I had enough money to continue going east. Like all my chips like that way. I didn't have a job lined up at that point. But as soon as I committed to the idea that, I mean, you know, working in Morocco, I was like, okay, like I can do this. I ended up finding a gig north of Chiang Mai, 2 hours north of Chiang Mai, working with this organization. And while I was there, they covered all my food, they gave me a place to stay, they gave me a motorcycle to use while I was working there. But it gave me like a month and a half to apply to other jobs, and that's when I applied to, from the jungle in northern Thailand, I applied to this college for teaching illustration at a fashion program. And I have no background in fashion, I mean, but I know how to teach, drawing and art, so I got that gig. But it was all just like connecting the dots, going to a place as like a base to make a plan. The idea was like, okay, like let me get to Thailand, and then in Thailand I can like get my shit together to apply for a real job. But after that, after moving, meeting so many people, and the first year of traveling, I don't think I spent more than 2 weeks in the same city. Coming back to Rochester, where it's like, I don't know, people have, it's a different tempo, a different momentum of things, which is nice. I mean, in some ways it's, Lux is right around the corner, and friends of mine were jumping over the fence and getting beers in there at 15, and it hasn't changed that much. They still have like dollar PBRs on Tuesday nights and PB&J. Like, that's been going on for half my lifetime. That's wild. I dig it. But after a week of being home, when I first got back, after traveling for almost 2 years at that point, and all the craziness of Vietnam, for a big chunk of that, Rochester was like, oh God, I can't do it. So you can make like different faces depending on so go this way, tongue, switch it up.
And you made this?
Yeah. I made one 9 years ago. It was sort of a similar idea, but over 9 years it fell apart. So at the end of it, every time I came to the bar, I was like, oh fuck, it's kind of a bummer to see pieces of it on the ground. So it's kind of nice to have an opportunity to redo it. And it's all parts that I had collected over the years. Like this is a CV joints. All the mechanics behind it are all rear hubs from a car. So the pieces are a lot better now, like winter friendly. Let's see, what other parts would you recognize? Sure. A horseshoe. Yeah. But credit for I don't know, helping to donate those parts and making it happen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Terry.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
You should show Jules.
I will.
That's my boss. It's the way. This is the gentleman that came and got the parts to make the sculpture. It's cool.
All right.
Isn't that cool?
So the column in the middle are the hubs that I got from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that's a CV joint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
like
really cool.
Tooth from a cat. It's all different things.
That is really cool.
But yeah, it's in front of Lux. Hopefully it'll last for... Last one lasted a decade, so we'll see.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Leave Terry your card.
Yeah, I got his email, so I'll send a link to the video, and
Yeah.
next time you guys are on South Ave, you'll have to
I
stop
will.
through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll should hire you to do some fries.
You
Okay?
know, put it as part of our website.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
So I'll just run into where the hubs came from and run back out.
Thanks.
Awesome. So it was cool. I've gotten parts here before in the past for my car, but I came in and talked to these guys. They run Action Auto Parts, and asked them about getting some pieces. I wanted to try to find some closed bearings that would be weather resistant for doing that sculpture, because the idea I had before was like a pipe inside of a pipe, but it ended up getting rusty, and turning the pieces was, I mean, really you had to work for it. So I talked to these guys and they said, oh, you should check out the rear hub. It's in the mechanics of the wheel, but it's all enclosed stuff. So they basically let me come and pick some old parts, and yeah, I'll show you where they're at. They're up here. But this place is amazing. So the whole back is a junkyard, but they come and they pick all these pieces. Like these are all muffler parts, exhaust systems, all organized out and tagged. And I mean, more or less, he just let me come and pick and choose different parts that I needed, so I could get a recipe for putting this thing together in a way that I could do it again if I needed to. So these are the rear hubs. Let's see, here we go. So this is from, let's see if it says. This is from a 2000 Galant. But that's the piece. So this is the hub that the wheel goes on. But the bearings in some of them are enclosed, like this one. Yeah, here we go. So this one, it's all encased. So I used ones like this. This is from a 2004 Impala. But all the older ones, they gave me sort of free rein, and I just stacked them. So that way there'd be the opportunity to make the different faces. That's it.
Well, maybe I picked the wrong option. I thought I did.
Hey Terry.
Hey, buddy.
I ran to the shop because I was going to show them the shop, but I made you guys a little quick sculpture. I know it's not probably what you're thinking, but you can put it up on the wall, and it's got a hinge at the back.
Look at you, bud.
Guy blowing smoke.
Look at that. I like that.
All right.
Thank you. It's great.
Yeah.
So it's not something big, but it's something I can do quick. So
Thank you very much.
yeah, of course.
You're a good guy. Thank you.
Thanks again for helping me out with those parts.
Anytime. Anytime. We'll always help you.
Great.
We said you're the only one out of all the years that really came through, so thank you.
Do you recognize what these are?
No.
The pistons.
YUM09.
The long skinny guys with the.
75.
These were in, well, I know they're car parts. These were in the shop 10 years ago when we moved into the current metal shop that we're in. There was all these old car parts. And I used those in early sculptures, but I found one that's like the size of a pencil, and it's got these on each end. And I remember...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're push rods for the valves.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely, and they're hollow because the oil gets blown up through them. That is cool.
It's a railroad tie, and bike gear, odds and ends.
You're cool. You're very cool.
Well, have a good one.
You too. Have a good trip. Stay in touch,
I will.
right?
I definitely will.
You got my email, so send me a note once in a while.
All right, I definitely will.
Bye.
Have a good one. Take care, guys.
You see him?
He needed this too. Having a tough afternoon.
Yeah.